Oh, well, I'm glad. You guys, there's no way for you guys to know this, but I just did my whole intro and I wasn't recording. Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another Weird Wednesday video. Today I'm going to be participating in a horror movie tag because my good creepy peep Nathan over at Rotting Llama Productions tagged me to do this, so I'm gonna do it. First things first though, I want to thank my patrons. Their names are popping up now. Huge thank you to you guys. I love you very, very much. You can find more info about my Patreon page in the description box, as well as a link that will pop up at the end of the video. All right, so I was tagged by Nathan to do this horror tag, which I know I've answered I know I've answered these questions before in other various tags and things like that. But I thought I would do it, one, because I was tagged and, you know, I don't have a choice. Isn't it like chainmail or something? You know, I'm gonna die in 10 days if I don't do it. I'm kidding. But I can't remember the last tag I've done, so it probably means it's been at least a little while since I've done one. And, you know, the past 2 months or so, I've gotten a whole lot more subscribers than I used to have. So I figured, why not do it again? Kind of introduce myself to maybe some of the newer creepy peeps. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. I think there's like 9 questions. Hopefully it won't take me too long. I do like to chit chat a lot, so we'll see. So the first question is, what is the first horror movie you remember watching? The first one I remember that scared me was The Mummy, 1999 version. Yes, Stephen Sommers version starring Brendan Fraser. I've told this story lots of times. When I watched it, I was still in elementary school when I watched it. I just remember The Mummy terrifying me to no end. Like before he's like regenerated and stuff and he's all like disgusting and gross. Absolutely scared me. I have no idea why. To this day, I have no idea why it scared me so much. But it did, and that's the first time I can remember being terrified of a movie. Now, I think the first like horror movie I remember watching is probably Sleepy Hollow, which actually came out the same year. Was probably a little bit too young to be watching it when I did. It was on TV by that time. But second question is, what is your favorite horror movie? No surprise to anybody, it is Scream. Scream 1996 is my all-time favorite movie ever, and the whole franchise is my favorite franchise ever. But just to mix it up a little bit, my other kind of top favorite horror movies are, in no particular order, The Evil Dead, Trick or Treat, and House of a Thousand Corpses. 3, what horror genre scares me the most? Let's see. Definitely home invasion films like The Strangers. Always scare the living daylights out of me, because to me those are the most real horror movies. Like, not only can it happen, but it has happened. A close second would be kind of along the same vein, I guess, are like the more psychological horror movies, and by that I mean kind of like Psycho and Peeping Tom, like those ones where it's like a person. Again, like more realistic. Do you see what I'm getting at? Like the more set in reality the horror movie is, I think the scarier I find it. 4, the last horror movie to scare me. The most recent one that scared me, didn't terrify me, but it scared me, was It. There were definitely, no exaggeration, definitely some times in the movie where I was surprisingly scared. I did not think it was gonna scare me at all. The last movies that really like petrified me though was The Babadook. I've talked about that before. Do not watch that movie with headphones is all I'm gonna say. It was the voice, the first time you hear the Babadook talk. got me real bad. I had to take a 10-minute break. And the last ones to scare me so bad that it affected me for like a day or two after I saw the movie were Paranormal Activity and The Grudge, the 2004 American remake. Particularly, it's that bed scene, and I'm sure all of you know exactly what I'm talking about. That bed scene where the girl is hiding under the comforter, that scene. Without going on too long, I will just say, it scared me so bad that I did not sleep under my comforter that night. I did not have a single blanket on top of me when I went to bed that night. 5, who is your ultimate scream queen? Easy, Neve Campbell. 6, what is a concept I'd like to see in a horror movie? That one is a super hard question to answer because it took me a long time to pick an answer to this question because I feel like everything's been done. But I'd like to see kind of something that involves like millennials, like, you know, so maybe kind of, you know, like the social media type of thing, but in a serious tone. I feel like anytime a horror movie kind of involves stuff that like is more millennial, like, you know, like social media, like Snapchat or Instagram or something like that, it's always taken in like a funny like, so I would like to see kind of like a millennial horror movie that's serious, that's like an actual horror movie. 7, what is my favorite on-screen kill? Again, another hard one. The very first thing that came into my head though when I read the question, I don't know that it's my favorite on-screen kill. That's kind of hard to think about because, you know, in any given horror movie, there's, you know, at least a couple of kills. So it's like you put that all together and you have like millions of kills to sort through in your head. The first one that came into my head though was in the first Underworld movie, Bill Nighy's character, when Kate Beckinsale like slices his head in half with her sword, and there's like that moment where, you know, it's still like you wonder like, oh, did she miss or something? And then like the top half of his head just slides off. I just remember thinking that was like so badass when I saw that in theater. And then I started thinking about like, oh, what's like a good one that I saw like in a movie theater that had a good reaction. So that brought me to the House of Wax remake, Paris Hilton's kill where she gets like impaled through the head. I just remember the entire theater going bonkers when that happened. Like, it's almost worrisome that people were that happy to see her die just in a movie, but you know, it was fun. 8, favorite horror movie franchise? Scream. I already answered that. I shouldn't have said that in that first question. Finally, favorite horror movie director? Easy answer is Wes Craven, of course. But more recently, I've really started to like James Wan, which he's not like even like really like a new horror director anymore, but I've always liked his work. And even more recently, I've been following a lot of Ty West films as well, and I really seem to enjoy those. So, all right, so that is my horror movie tag. I don't really even know who to tag. I do know I want to know y'all's answers to those questions in the comment section, so I will put the questions in the description box for you for your convenience. So if you feel like it, answer all the questions, answer some of the questions, don't answer any of the questions. Either way, I do hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday through Friday. I also post on Tuesdays and Wednesdays on my blog at iammermaven.com. You can find me at morbidlybeautiful.com as a contributing contributing writer. And you can also find information about my Patreon page in the description box, and there should be an icon floating around here somewhere. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.